How do you even start to work your way into such an exclusive field of the private jet industry by the time you were 21 years old?
So at a young age, about 18, 19 years old, when I was leaving college, I always loved to travel. I just didn't have the money to travel. I remember one of my first places I visited that I loved was, we actually took a road trip to Maryland. And Maryland was basically one of those like escape places from New York. You know, New York was always like fast paced. So I always had the love to travel. I started looking deep into it when I was in college as far as different jobs and different businesses that I can do pertaining to the travel industry. But I didn't want to have a regular, travel. I didn't want to have a regular travel job. I could never see myself working for an airline just because I just thought it wasn't really it wasn't really exclusive. It didn't have any like real behind meaning to it. Like my whole thing was doing something outside the box that I could really make a statement and really make a name for myself. At the age of 21, I actually decided to take on the private jet industry. And how I got introduced to the private jet industry is a close friend of mine in New York. He actually introduced me to a young man that actually had a pilot license and his own private jet company in Long Island. Started working for him for about a year. I didn't make any money, but it gave me the interest to learn everything about private jets. So whether it's a cabin space, how far they fly, the size, the dimensions as far as baggage. It just let me understand that, you know what, this is an industry that I need to tap into because it's very exclusive, it's very luxury, and I think it's something that I can really make some change to it. So I moved over to California. I actually moved out here with only $7,000. I remember I was living in a 2-bedroom apartment. I was sharing a room, and I was like, you know what? I think this is the place I want to be because it's easy access to network with people out here. I think it's more loose than New York City when it comes to networking, and I think I could really make a name for myself out here. So I aligned myself with the people that was actually taking private jets. And how did I do that? By actually consulting with one of my close friends, Justin Combs, which is Diddy's son, and basically just saying, you know what, this is what I'm doing, and anything you could do to help me with it, I would definitely appreciate you. And I think that friendship now turned into more of like a family style friendship, and he's like my brother. But I think that really helped me, align myself with the network of the people that actually could afford private jets.
Right, so talk to me about the Mensah Foundation. What do you guys do there?
So the Mensah Foundation, we actually about to partner up with the KJM Foundation, which we provide water around different villages in Accra, Ghana. So I partner up with an existing foundation for water crisis. However, the Mensah Foundation is going to come on as a partnership where I provide books, notepads, pens, desks, chalkboards, everything that's needed inside the classroom so they can get the education they need in the cities in Ghana and around Africa. I think the purpose is definitely needed for that. I think it's a time and place. I think right now is the perfect timing to help people around the world. And I'm starting with my ebook. So I'm starting with my own initiative, so I can show people around the world that it don't only needs to be books that you could buy, but you can also even share your book ideas and things that you have learned in the past when it comes to business and personal development, mentally knowledge as well. So
tell me about the book a little bit. It's how to get funding for your startup, where the idea come from, and what's one or two takeaways that you want people to get out of that.
So the book idea came about, me and Aaron, we was just talking about, different business opportunities that we can give back to people. And I did a poll on my Instagram page. And I was like, you know what? A lot of people don't know how to get funding for your startup, or don't know even the steps that you need to do before you get funding for your startup. So I think it was needed, especially, a lot of people right now has a short-term memory, so it's basically an ebook, and we also have hard copies as well, that gives you the knowledge and the steps that you need to get funding for your startup. two takeaways that I'll go to the book and basically that you need to basically highlight is you need to create a highly scheduled model for your business. And what I mean by that is step by step knowing where your business it wants to go step by step. So a lot of people plan just for the now. And when I say now, I'm talking about 3 months, 6 months, a year. But where do you see your business in 3 to 5 years, 5 to 10 years? So that type of planning. Another takeaway that I want to give you from the book is that when you read this book, it's more as an ebook, an e-learning book as well, because we have like notes as well that you could take. But another takeaway that is you got to know your business inside and out. And what I mean by that is you have to take the time and do the research and the knowledge before you get into a business. I think in knowing your niche, finding that special niche that you want to target for your business is a special takeaway that I want to give to people that's listening to this podcast and all around the world. Okay, I believe who you know is more important than what you know. And the reason why I think is more important because in my past history of business, it's all about who you know. And I always tell this to people all around the world and different entrepreneurs ask me this, like, how you become so successful? How did you do this? Or how did you connect with this person? Well, I connected with one person that knew a lot of different millionaires and billionaires. I didn't know, I knew the information a little bit, but they knew more. They knew that they had the relationship power. So the relationship power always outweighs the knowledge. And that's why you see kids graduating from top universities, but they don't have the relationship skills. You know what I'm saying? So you see them, they graduate, they have honor students, they're top of their class, but they still can't find either the job or the business that they desire, that they're happy about, because they don't have the relationships.
Yeah, so the knowledge is in abundance, the relationships aren't.
Exactly.